In this video we're gonna play random attack animation. As you can see, okay, we will play random attack animation. So without furthering delay, let's dive into this topic. So we're gonna play random animation whenever we press the left mouse button. Okay, so it sounds pretty complicated, but it's pretty simple. Okay, so what we're gonna do, select the player. Okay, and I'm gonna drag the animation tab over here. Okay, so we have to create another two clips of attack animation. We have created this player attack one, so we're gonna create those those state. Okay, so attack one I have over here. So what we need to do, select the player. Okay, and hit over here, create new clip, and I'm gonna call it something like player attack animation. Firstly we're gonna place this attack animation to our animation folder, then player animation, and I'm going to call it something like player attack 2 and save it. Okay, save it, and we need to drag all of the frames into animation tab. So firstly record that and select all of these animation frames. Okay, sorry, uh, select all of the frames and drag it over here and play the animation. I guess it's not good, so select and move it, make it space something like 20. I guess would be nice. Okay, good. And we gonna create the third attack animation. So what we're gonna do, create a new clip. Okay, create a new clip. I'm gonna name this something like player underscore attack 3 and hit enter. And we also need to drag all of the frames over here. Okay, hit the record button and select all of the frames and drag it over here and play the animation. I guess it's not predefined, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make space between these keyframes. So I'm gonna just like 20, I guess, and okay, it's fine. So I'm gonna hit this record button. So to unrecord, now we have recorded all of the animation that we need. If we go to animator tab, as you can see, where and player attack 2 animation and player attack 3 animation has been added to animator. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna transition between these two animation. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna create a index. Okay, which will keep track of which animation to go. It sounds pretty complicated, but it's pretty simple to do. So we're gonna do it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna create these two triggers, attack over 2 trigger and attack 3 trigger. So what we need to do, we need to go to over here, we're gonna choose a condition. Okay, if that condition is true, then we will go to this player attack 3 or player attack 2 depending upon index. Okay, we're gonna create an index which will keep track of which animation to go, which animation, attack animation to go whenever we press the left mouse button. Okay, so what we're gonna do, in the parameter tab, as you can see, hit the plus icon. Okay, hit the plus icon and select trigger. Okay, we're gonna call this one attack 2. Okay, and also create the attack 3 for the attack 3 animation. Okay, so we're gonna call it attack 3. Okay, attack 3. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go over to this states. Okay, from our ideal animation, we will only gonna go, we if we are standing or playing the ideal animation, we're not gonna go from player jump or player run. Okay, so what we're gonna do, right click on player ideal animation and make transition to attack 3, and also right click on player ideal animation, make transition to attack 2. So we're gonna choose a condition, in which condition we want to go. So we have to select this arrow, and we need to, what we're gonna do, unticked has exit time, because we're not gonna play 90% or 100% of player ideal animation. Then we will go to player attack 3 or player attack 2. So what we need to do, we need to untick this, and also transition duration we're gonna select to 0. We're gonna go immediately, and we need to choose the condition in which in we need to choose the condition that you want to go in player attack 3 animation. So we're gonna choose the play attack 3 condition. Okay, attack 3 condition, we're gonna trigger this attack 3 parameter. Okay, we're gonna trigger this attack 3 parameter, so we will play this player attack 3 animation. Okay, now if I hit play, okay, if I hit play and if I hit the attack 3 parameter trigger, okay, we will play this attack 3 animation. Okay, we will play attack 3 animation, as well as if we trigger the attack 2 trigger parameter, we will play the attack. As you can see, if I trigger this attack 3, I guess I did some mistake. Okay, so I have chosen, if we go to over here, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna choose a condition from going to player attack to animation. So we're gonna set this parameter attack to parameter to we're gonna set it to trigger. Okay, so firstly we're gonna untick this has exit time, we're gonna go immediately, and we're gonna set transition duration to 0, and we're gonna choose the condition, in which condition we wanna go player attack to animation. Okay, so what we need to do, hit the plus icon over here, choose the condition, we're gonna choose the attack 2 because this is attack 2 animation. Okay, so I'm gonna clear the console. Okay, now if I hit play, okay, if I hit play and if I trigger the one of this, okay, if I trigger the attack 2 parameter, we will able to see, we will play the attack 2 animation. And if we say trigger this attack 3 parameter, okay, we will play the attack 3 animation. So if I now trigger the attack 3, as you can see, we are playing the attack 3 animation, but we also need to go back to player idle animation. Okay, when we are done with the animation. Okay, so what we need to do, we're gonna go to player idle animation as well. So what we need to do, right click on player attack 3 animation and make transition to player idle. And now we have to choose a condition, in which condition we want to go player idle animation. So as we know, if we're not pressing anything like that, so we are setting this speed parameter to 0. If so we're gonna choose this. Okay, we're gonna choose that condition. Firstly we're gonna play the 900% attack 3 animation, then we will go to player idle animation. Okay, just like a standing. Okay, so we will play the 100% animation. So we're gonna leave has exit time to tick. Okay, and we're gonna set exit time to 1 basically means 100% we will play the attack 3 animation, then we will go to player idle animation. And we need to choose a condition, in which condition we want to go player idle animation. Okay, so what we're gonna do, transition duration we're gonna set it to 0, because we want to go immediately to transition. Okay, so to this state, idle state. And we need to choose a condition, in which condition you want to go player idle animation. Okay, so we're gonna choose the condition, we're gonna set this speed float, and we're gonna set it to lesser than some unit, let's suppose 0.1. Okay, so as we know, if we are not moving like anything like that, so we are setting this speed parameter to 0. And as you know, 0 speed, if we set speed parameter to 0, it will be lesser than zero point 0.1. As you know, 0 is lesser than zero point 0.1, so the condition becoming true, so we will go over to player idle animation. And we also need to go back to from player attack animation to player idle animation. Okay, so we also gonna choose a condition, in which condition we want to go player idle animation. So what we have to do, right click on player attack to animation, make transition to player idle animation. Okay, and we're gonna choose in which condition we want to go. Firstly we're gonna leave has exit time, because we're gonna play 100% of player attack to animation, then we will go to player idle animation. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna set exit time to 1, basically 100%, we will play the attack to animation, then we will go to player idle animation. Okay, and then we're gonna set transition duration to 0. Okay, we're gonna go immediately, we're gonna transition between these two state immediately, so that's why we set transition duration to 0. And we need to choose a condition, in which condition we want to go player idle animation. So we're gonna hit the plus icon, we're gonna choose the condition. so we're gonna set the lesser than some unit, something like 0.1, or as we know, 0 will be lesser than, if you put something like 0.8, it also be fine, something like 1, something like 0.1, so we're gonna set 0.1. Okay, so as we know, if we are not moving anything like that, so we are setting a speed parameter to 0, and as you know, 0 will be lesser than 0.1, so the condition is true, so we will go to player idle animation. Okay, but we also need to go back to player run state. Okay, we also need to go back to player run state, depending upon if we are pressing any key like A or D key. So if we pressing A or D key, we will go over to move state, or we will move, so we will go to player run state. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to go back to player run state from player attack 3 animation or player attack 2 animation. We also need to go back to player run animation. Okay, we're gonna go immediately. Okay, we're not gonna play 90% or 100% of at this attack animation. We're gonna go player run state to immediately as soon as we press A or D key, so we will move. So what we need to do, we need to transition to run state. So we're gonna right click from player attack 2 and make transition to player run state, and we're gonna go to immediately. We're not gonna wait something like that. So what we have to do, select this arrow, and we're gonna untick has exit time, and then we're gonna set transition duration to 0, and we're gonna choose a condition in which condition we want to go player run state. As we know, if we move, okay, if we move, so we are setting this speed parameter to 1 in code. Okay, so select this, we have to select the condition. So we're gonna set a speed parameter greater than zero point 0.1. We're gonna choose 0.1. As you know, 0.1 will be, if we set the speed parameter to 1, also 1 will be greater than 0.1, as you know, so the condition is true. So we will go to player run state, and we want to go to immediately. As you can see, we untick has exit time, we gonna go to immediately. We're not gonna play 100% of animation, attack animation, then we will go to run state. Okay, so that's why we unticked, and we also need to go back to from player attack 3 to run state. Okay, we also need to go back to player attack 3 animation to run state. So what we need to do, we need to transition between run state. So right click on player attack 3 and make transition to player run state, and we're going to choose a condition in which condition we want to go. So select this arrow, and we're going to untick has exit time. As you know, we're not gonna play like 100% of animation, player attack 3 animation, then we will go to player run animation. So we're gonna go immediately to run state. Whenever we press or A or D key, so we will go to move. Okay, we will run, so we're gonna go to immediately from our attack 3 or attack 2. So we're gonna set transition duration to 0. We're gonna set transition duration to 0. We're gonna go to immediately, and we're gonna choose a condition in which condition we want to go. So as we set this speed parameter as we, so we're gonna set this speed parameter greater than zero point 0.1. As you know, if we say, if we are moving, if we are pressing A or D key, we are setting this speed parameter to 1, and as you know, if we set the speed parameter to 1, so it will be greater than zero point 0.1. So the condition as true, as you know, so the condition becoming true, so it will go to player run state immediately. We're not playing like 100% like that. We just only playing 100% attack animation when we are just standing or playing the idle animation like that. So that's the logic behind it. So we need to control this transition to via our code. Before that, we're gonna check if it's working or not. So if I hit play, and if I set this trigger, okay, attack 1 or attack 2 or attack 3, something those, if we trigger this parameter, we will able to see, we will go to player attack 2. If we try trigger the player attack 2 parameter, we will go to player attack 2 animation, and we will go to player idle animation when we are done playing 100% of player attack 2 animation. Okay, so we will go to, as you can see, we tick has exit time, so it will play the 100% of attack animation, and then it will go to player idle animation. So if I trigger this attack 2 parameter, as we know, if I select this arrow, we choose an between attack 2 trigger, as you can see. So if I press the attack 2, as you can see, when we are done with animation, then we are going player idle animation. As you can see, if I trigger the attack 3 parameter, so we are going to attack 3 animation. After playing 100%, we are going to player idle animation. Okay, so what we need, so as we created this animator component, we created this player attack script. Okay, and we so double click it to open up in Visual Studio. So firstly we are getting this animator component. As you can see, we created public animator and animator field, as you can see, and we dragged this animator into that slot because we need this animator to tweak this value over here. So create an empty field of animator component, okay, and drag this animator over here, make it public so you can see in inspector, as you can see. So then drag it over here, so we have the player animator. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna play a random animation, a random attack animation. As you can see over here, if we pressing the left mouse button, we are just playing, we are just triggering the first attack 1 animation. As you can see, we just triggering this attack 1 parameter, we just triggering this one, just only this one. So we're gonna play random one. Okay, we're gonna play random one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use a random value. Unity has a function, it's called random dot range. Okay, random dot range, and it will take minimum and the maximum. Minimum inclusive float, max is inclusive, as you can see. So we're gonna go to 0 to 3. So it not so the random dot range will be 0 1 2 3 0. It won't be 3, it will include the 0 but not gonna include the 3. Okay, so it will be something like the in so we have to end up with semicolon. So this over here will be 0 1 2, so it will pick up a random number. Okay, but it not gonna pick up the 3 1. Okay, so it will take 0 1 and 2, so it will be random. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this into a variable, integer variable. Okay, we're gonna put this into a integer variable. So we're gonna call int, and we're gonna call this something like index equal to this. So basically what here, what whenever we pressing this left mouse button, index over here will be random. Okay, firstly random dot range function over here, it will pick up a random number between 0 and 3. Okay, so it will take the 0, but it won't take the 3, it will take 0 1 or 2. Let's suppose if we press the left mouse button, so let's suppose random dot range becomes 1. Okay, so the index over here will be 1. If the index is 1, we're gonna play the second animation. Okay, we're gonna play the second animation. So instead of specifying a just one animation, we're gonna make, okay, we're gonna make an if statement. If index, okay, if index is equals to 0. Basically what we are doing over here, and we're gonna choose second, else if, sorry, else if index, sorry, index, so index, sorry, I guess index is equals to 1. Else if, okay, else if index is equals to 2. So what we gonna do, so over here as you can see, index over here, integer index will be random. Firstly random dot range function over here will take a random or it will pick up a random number between 0 and 3. Okay, so it will take the 0 but it won't include the 3, so it will be 0 1 2. Okay, let's suppose this random dot range becomes 2. Okay, so index over here will be 2. Okay, index over here will be 2 because it picks up 2. So the index over here will be 2 because we directly setting index equal to random dot range. Okay, so if the index is 2, we're gonna play this third animation. Okay, we're gonna play this third animation. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna firstly need to go to animator component, and we need to set that trigger, and we have to pass the same name as it we set in this. As you can see, we set it attack 3, we set it attack 3, so we have to pass plus attack 3 in quotation. Okay, attack 3. So over here, as you can see, and random dot range function will pick up a random number between 0 and 3. Okay, it won't include the 3, but it will include the 0. So it will be 0 1 2. So if the index if the random dot range pickups 2, okay, so index over here will be 2. If the index is 2, as you can see, else if the index is equals to 2, so we are playing the third animation. As you can see, firstly we are going to animator component with triggering that parameter, attack 3 parameter. Else if let's suppose this random dot range pickups 0, okay, 0, so index over here will be 0. So what are we gonna do? If the index is 0, so we're gonna play the first animation. So what we need to do, we need to pass this attack 1, okay, attack 1 parameter over there. So firstly we need to go to animator component, okay, animator, and we're gonna set the trigger. We're gonna trigger that parameter. Okay, we have to pass the same name, so that is attack 1. Okay, attack 1. And let's suppose random dot range function over here pickups 2, pickups 1, pickups 1. So index over here will be 1. So if index is equals to 1, we're gonna play this as a second animation. Okay, second animation. So we need to trigger this attack 2 parameter, parameter. So firstly we need to go to animator component. Okay, animator component. Okay, animator dot, we're gonna trigger that parameter. Okay, we're gonna trigger that parameter. The parameter is attack 2. Okay, attack 2 and end up with semicolon. Okay, so if we pressing the left mouse button, so int index will be random number between 0 and 3. It will pick up the 0, but it won't include the 3, so it will be 0 1 2. Okay, so it will pick up a random number from 0 1 2. So let's suppose if this random dot range function, okay, pickups 1. Okay, so pickups 1, so the index over here will be 1, because we directly setting index is equal to random dot range, as you can see. So if it's 1, we will play the second animation. As you can see, if the index, else if index is equals to 1, okay, we will play the second animation. As you can see, firstly we are going to animator, and then we are triggering that parameter, attack 2 parameter. If we triggering this attack 2 parameter, we will play the second animation, as you can see. So control S on your keyboard to save this script. So it will pick up a random number between 0 1 2. Okay, it will pick up from that. Okay, so as you can see, if the index is 0, so we are playing the first animation. If the index is 1, okay, so we are playing the second animation. If the index is 2, so we are playing the third animation, as you can see. I hope you get the idea. So control S on your keyboard to save this script whatever you write, and play. Okay, if we press the mouse button, okay, if we press the left mouse button, we will able to see, we will play random animation. If the if the random dot range function pickups 0, it will play the first animation. Okay, so if we head back to so if I now hit play, okay, if I now hit play, and if I press left mouse button, we will able to see the index will be random, because random dot range function pickups random number. Okay, if we, as you can see, we play it attack 2 animation. Okay, and now attack 1 animation. As you can see, now attack 1, so it's taking, as you can see, it's taking random animation. As you can see, it's triggering random parameter. Okay, attack first, if the index is 0, so it will trigger the first parameter. So if we trigger this, as you can see, we are playing the first attack 1 animation. And as you can see, if we run, okay, if we play the attack animation and if we run, we just going to immediately, because we said, as you can see, if I pick up one of this, as you can see, we untick has exit time. When we are running, we not gonna play 100% animation. Okay, we will go to instantly, that's why, as you can see. But we are not playing 100% like that, as you can see. I hope you get the idea. If you did, if you learn about something, please you can like this video and you can share it with your friends. And if you are new to my channel, then subscribe it for future tutorials. Okay, and if you want to support me, you can support me on patreon.com. And lastly, thanks for watching this video. Okay, goodbye.